This is Jake's big opportunity. All right, so just to give you guys a bit of a sort of a wrap into this. This is all about Jake facing his fears. I'll explain what this is about very shortly, but in this video, what I do is I do encourage you to like, share, comment, and engage with Jake as he sort of rolls through his fear. I'm sure he's not alone with this thing, and I'm just going to start this with asking Jake how he feels. Like, be honest, authentic, how do you feel?
Absolutely terrified right now.
Look into the camera.
Absolutely terrified right now.
Come closer to the camera.
Absolutely terrified.
All right. Now, one of your biggest opportunities for growth, and what I feel will lead to your purpose, is telling people why you're so scared.
Social anxiety. That's the big one. I guess it's fear of putting myself out there and the fear of rejection.
How do you feel looking into the camera and owning that?
I feel good.
Yeah.
I feel free.
Awesome. Now, where do I want to go with this? Do you feel like there's anyone out there that probably has the same sort of fear?
Off the top of my head, I would have to say no. I'd probably have to sit down and think about it.
I'll be interested to see what comes of this and how many people feel like they have the same fear of putting their true authentic self out. Jake's just owned that. And that was part of this exercise. So for those who don't know me, my name's Dan. I've walked a journey with Jake for some time now. And we've separated for a while as well. We spent about a year apart. And when I met Jake, he was just a young fella, looking to get into the gym, put some muscle on, and he had a few health issues that still very present. He's worked through and he's grown through. Nevertheless, from where he was to where he is now, I'm extremely proud. And things have progressed to a point now where I am his mentor. And part of this exercise is Jake getting to own his true potential, okay, or stepping into it. And this is one of his biggest fears, is that facing the social anxiety barrier, okay. And I know for a lot of my clientele, my friends, and my network, is that this is a very real thing. And I urge you, if you're watching and you do like Jake's content and know his vision, know his dream, and actually know how good of a person Jake is, I want you to support. I want you to drop a comment. I want you to wave, anything like that. Okay? So I do encourage that. But for now, what I want you to do, Jake, is I want you to get clear. Okay? Now that you've faced this barrier, what is something that you want to be putting out there for people?
My experience.
Experience in what?
I want to be my experience from lack of motivation. I guess social anxiety and the depression.
Yep.
How I've managed that and how I've overcome that.
Yep.
And hopefully people can take something away from it. If they're struggling with it, they can take the tools away that I provide to them, and they can use it to benefit themselves.
Cool. Awesome. So Jessica Lee, you're amazing, and we know we all love you and support you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. So part of being of influence, and that's how I see Jake. Jake has the potential to become an influential character if he's not already. Like, I can see that now. So part of putting yourself out there and being vulnerable, guys, it takes a lot. Like, it takes far more than what most people think. Past just taking a selfie and putting a caption up. When you step in front of a camera and you openly express your vulnerability, what that does is, yes, it makes you feel all these emotions and all of this disturbance internally, but what it does, it also sets you free. Okay, so when I think of people who are an influence in my life, and also the people I look up to around the world now, I ask myself, and I learned this from Yaya Bakar, and it is this, am I alive? Okay, it's alive. A, authentic. L, likable. I, influential. V, vulnerable. And E, empathetic. Now, I believe that Jake has a lot of those, qualities, okay? So I'm just going to let Jake sort of speak and share on his story. This may be hard for him to do. So again, as the support flows, I'd love to see that come through. Jake, give people an insight into where you were when I first met you, your bodybuilding as well too, and then to this position right now where you're facing fear.
I guess it all started, what are we, 6 years ago now. I was in a pretty bad place, hanging out with the wrong sort of people, making a lot of terrible life decisions. Which impacted my health pretty bad. Lots of time spent in hospital, unfortunately. Lots of operations. And I guess it was at that point it sort of clicked in me that I needed to change. The fact that it got to a point where it was either you need to change or you're going to die.
For those who don't know you, can you share your illness?
Cystic fibrosis.
Cool. And what does that involve?
It's primarily affects the lungs.
Yep. And tell people, give people a bit of insight into what you go through. And I talked the early days too, around the operations that build up, around your medication, and just give people a bit of a feeling and an insight into your life.
Basically, it affects your breathing. Every single day, it's 1 to 2 hours of physiotherapy, lots of medications, lots of hospital checkups. It's never ending, really.
How many operations could you go through each week?
Each week, or
let's go a month.
Not a month.
Yeah. Think about that period where it really hits you back to back.
Yeah, I guess it sort of got to a point where it was sort of happening every 2 to 3 months on a pretty regular basis, unfortunately. And at the time, I guess it was difficult to deal with and hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But okay, I'm stuck.
That's okay.
Now I'm stuck.
This is the authenticity. Roll with it.
I guess it was harder to see the light at the end of the tunnel when it continually kept happening. And but here we are today.
Yeah, and what was the middle ground there? Let's talk about maybe your savior, your training.
The gym. Yeah. Finding Prosperity Fitness, finding Dan Ballard.
And then let's go a bit deeper. Finding yourself.
That's come along the way. That's come along the way, but it all started with this man.
Do not try and deflect it now. You've worked tirelessly. You've also met other people in your network. The boys at Next Gen. All of your other influences as well. So it has been a really cool journey. But you find yourself in a place, and let's just I'm sure a lot of people are like this. We find something we fall in love with, and we get to a certain point. We go, is this all it is? And you start getting this little calling, this really subtle calling out to your insides, and it usually challenges you to change. And that's the one thing that truly scares us. Okay, and if I think about our deepest fear is not that. I used to consider that our deepest fear was love, was validation around love, and it was also love of ourselves. And I saw our biggest fear to be to lie in that we're scared to love and be loved. But now I understand things even deeper, that often for most people our deepest fear is the fear to be successful. Okay, so what this is all about is about Jake coming on camera and breaking down that fear barrier. So I'd like you to, Jake, to open up a bit more. Even if you don't have the clarity just yet, knowing yourself in this space, it's going to help you find your place. I want you to, now that you've put yourself on camera, think about the direction. Think about what you can do here from an authentic place. I want you to tap in here, and I want you to talk to the audience, who is now your audience. They're all supporting you here. And I want you to express what your ideas are and what you feel like here at your centre you could provide.
I feel that my experience is put out there in the ways that I obviously plan to can help those who are obviously struggling, who are at that point in life where they can't really see the light at the end of the tunnel just yet. Maybe people who don't have quite the direction that they want.
I love this direction.
It's a start.
Yeah. Consider what else you could sort of bring to the table. Because at the end of the day, people are looking for value. Okay, that's why they're here. They know your journey. I'm sure these people that are going to be watching, they know your journey. And as we share this live, it's probably going to gain its support. I personally feel that someone like you deserves that response and that level of support. But yeah, like, what else can you bring to the table? Knowing your journey, feeling your journey, being there in that place. Think within yourself. What are you doing now creatively with your job?
I'm lost.
It's okay. That's why I'm asking you these tough questions. I'm thinking a profile for Jake Cole. Jake Cole, you're going to get all these little training insights, tips. Then you're going to get nutrition because I'm a chef. I don't know. What do you think?
That's a start.
What do you feel? Tell them. Own it. There's that cough. When you hear that cough, that's the cystic fibrosis. That's the stuff he deals with every day. And he keeps showing up every day. And now he's going to show a bit more of himself. Let's go.
Exactly as you said, obviously being a chef, I plan to expand my knowledge into nutrition. That's hopefully something that people can take away from. It's not something that obviously people know a lot about. So hopefully I can help a few people with that.
Yep.
Take people along and have them experience what I'm experiencing along with my career. Good. And expanding from there.
Yeah, and that's where it all starts, guys. If you're in the same sort of category, there's a sort of a fear barrier. Jake's was around anxiety, around social anxiety, and just being completely authentic, because that's what it takes to truly be influential, is to stand forward and to show that part of yourself. If you have the courage to do it, it does take an immense amount of courage, even to stand before the camera like this. I remember my first share, I hit that same sort of barrier. But once you break through that, it's a very real band of what we call a band of perception. And what most people don't do, most people don't explore the band. They don't stretch that band of perception, okay? But what happens to a rubber band? We start stretching it. We keep pulling, stretching, and eventually breaks. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to break that band of perception for Jake that's holding him back, for him to see everything that's already on offer, okay? So part of doing that, or exploring that, is in this live authentic share right now. So to your audience, I'd like to say thanks for viewing it, guys.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, if you guys are sort of are with Jake on this sort of journey, I encourage you to follow it, support him, and yeah, that's it for us today.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.